For this video, I'll be talking about MakerSpace and answering related questions to MakerSpace. So, how have your interests, motivations, and social connections helped you develop knowledge, expertise, and the moxie to make and do the things you love? So, for interests, I think something pretty huge is when I was younger, I was a competitive gymnast, and being a competitive gymnast, that taught me a lot of discipline and basically to go after anything that I'm passionate about, and that, anything is possible with a little effort and motivation. And then social connections, of course, my friends and family have always been super supportive and encouraged me to do the things that I love to do. The next question: how can you use your students' interests, motivations, and social connections to develop knowledge about math? So I think this is a great question as it pertains to math, because I feel like a lot of students think that they don't need math, that it's useless to learn, and it's basically just a waste of time. But I think this could be changed by doing a lot of application projects. So basically showing students, where all we use math, what industries use math, how they use it, and really just showing them that, it is essential to learn. How can I use the MakerSpace concepts in my classroom to help teach content? What activities could students do? So I think MakerSpace would be great in a math classroom because it'll really instill that math is useful, and it's also better than just sitting and doing a math assignment. It's a little bit more exciting. It makes them think, math is fun. And some activities would maybe be building something to where you have to, measure out the length, the width, the height. You have to know the right angles, and, you need to plan it out beforehand and then build it, and you still might be wrong. And that'll also really instill the importance of checking your work, which is pretty cool. How do we intentionally foster independence, risk-taking, and perseverance in all of our students' learning and behavior? So just to even start this off, I think it's important for a teacher to really build a great relationship with each and every one of their students. Teacher can do this by basically showing their class that, they are a real person, and, just sharing with the class what their interests are and what they believe in, and, even goals and aspirations. And by doing this, it helps students open up to the teacher, and the teacher should also, show that they are interested in their students' interests and goals and whatnot, all to a certain point. But that being said, to foster independence, risk-taking, and perseverance, how would you do that? Well, having that great relationship, and then also being able to provide the students with good projects that would be great opportunities to showcase this independence, risk-taking, and perseverance. If a student doesn't trust their teacher, maybe they're not going to try as hard and show these qualities that the teacher's really looking for. So with the great relationship, students really will be able to go a lot further. Who will use it? Who's your targeted audience? Who else could or would benefit? So who will use it? My students would use it. Who's your targeted audience? Well, my target audience would be my students, and I'm hoping to teach high school level math, so of all math levels. Who else could or would benefit? So most importantly, my students would benefit, but my students' peers could also benefit by my students sparking an interest in their peers. What skills do you want your learners to develop, and why? So some skills that I want my learners to develop include learning how to work as a team, so teamwork. With teamwork comes being able to see things from other people's perspectives and really being able to see eye to eye with people and just learning how to work with others. Another skill would be problem solving. So, if you can't figure something out, what resources can you use to figure it out, what can you do, and with that comes perseverance. Keep trying. If something goes wrong, just keep trying, and eventually you will get it. What will you do for the kids who are amazing at making? So for the ones that are doing really well, I would obviously acknowledge how well they are doing. I would see if they would be willing to help others. That's showing some great qualities and characteristics. And, if I could, I would challenge them into looking farther into the project. And, for these students who are doing really, really well, maybe I would encourage them into a related field, since they are doing really well and the project would be math-based. What's the role of the classroom teacher? So in this environment, I think the role of the classroom teacher is to be a facilitator, to keep the students questioning, wanting to learn more, to challenge them. Something else, a supporter, someone who, encourages them to do more, learn more, reach farther, and also a role model, someone who the students look up to, and just a great influence for the students.